Hello and welcome to Nikolay's genetics lessons, and today's question is: the Talmud, an ancient book of Jewish civil and religious laws, states that if a woman had a son who died of bleeding after circumcision, any additional sons that she will have should not be circumcised, most likely due to X-linked recessive genetic disorder, hemophilia A. Also, Talmud states that sons of her sisters must not be circumcised, while the sons of her brother should be. Is it religious law consistent with the principles of X-linked recessive inheritance or not? Imagine that here is a woman, he is her husband, and this couple has a son who is affected with this genetic disorder with hemophilia, as we know, hemophilia A. And this is X-linked recessive genetic disorder. Nothing is said about her husband, so we assume that her husband has normal X and normal Y chromosome, which are specified with green color. But those phenotype of this female is normal. She is a carrier of this recessive genetic disorder. One chromosome, which is specified with red color, is defective, and another is normal. Because this is X-linked recessive genetic disorder, she has dominant allele on another X chromosome, and her phenotype is normal. But as for the son got from the father side, of course, Y chromosome, which specifies his maleness, but from mother side, he can get whether this X chromosome or this chromosome. Because we know that he is affected with this genetic disorder, we know that he got from the mother side this defective X chromosome. And thus it is X-linked recessive genetic disorder because males do not have another X chromosome and there is no such allele on the Y chromosome. This recessive genetic disorder in males manifests itself as dominant genetic disorder, and we say that males are naturally hemizygous, meaning that one X chromosome is absent. So X chromosome is present in males only in one copy. So as you see, if the son is hemophiliac, he may die from this procedure of circumcision. And if this couple will have another male child, probability that he is going to be also affected with this genetic disorder, and you never know until, for example, you would be scratched and you would see that blood doesn't stop. So in this case, we say that this male also have 50% chance to inherit normal X chromosome or defective X chromosome. So if Talmud tells that if one son died from this procedure, then next one should not be circumcised, because 50% chances that he is also going to inherit this defective X chromosome from the mother side. Now let's imagine that this female here also have a sister. So he's her sister, he's their parents. And Talmud also says that if this female has one of her sons who got this genetic disorder, of course nothing in Talmud said about genetic disorder, but in Talmud they say that her sister should not circumcise her sons. Doesn't make sense or not? Take a look. Again, if we consider this male, we would know if he would be hemophiliac. So we assume that his genotype is normal, XY. But on the mother side, she may be a carrier and still her phenotype would be normal. So, because this female should get this defective X chromosome from her mother side. Thus she also can get it from her father side, but again in this case we would know phenotype of the father and we assume that she got it from her mother side. That means that her sister from the father side only can get normal X chromosome, but 50% chances that from the mother side she also got this defective X chromosome, just like her sister whose son died of this procedure. So 50% chances would be here that sister also got this defective X chromosome. And in a case she marries and also will have a son, probability that the son is going to inherit this genetic disorder from her mother would be again 50%. So he is going to get Y chromosome from the father side, and from the mother side 50% chances of inheriting this defective X chromosome. So it does make sense if there are two sisters and male child died from this procedure, also allow male progeny of the sister not to go through this procedure, because in this case, as you see, 50% chances of inheritance by the mother of this defective X chromosome, and here again 50%. So in this case 25% would be probability that her son would inherit this defective X chromosome. 50% chances here and 25% chances here. Why is this difference? Because here we already know that this female has this defective X chromosome because her son is affected. Here we don't know yet. So our calculations here would be different. So we're done with this part. Also the Talmud states that sons of her sisters must not be circumcised, while the sons of her brother should be. Let's add brother to our pedigree. So let's say this family have also brother. So now we have one sister, another sister, and their brother. From father side, this male only can get Y chromosome, which specifies his maleness. So Y chromosome he got from his father side. From the mother side, this male can get whether this normal X chromosome or this defective X chromosome. Now let's imagine the worst scenario that this male got from the mother side this defective X chromosome and he doesn't know it. So let's put this defective X chromosome here. Now he marries a woman from the general population, so we assume that she is phenotypically and genotypically normal. Now let's imagine that this couple have a son, and what is the probability that this son would be affected? And as you see, probability is going to be 0, because from the father side this male would inherit Y chromosome, and from the mother side any of these two X chromosome, which are both normal. So there is no chance for this couple to have affected male progeny. And if this couple would have daughters, they're also not going to be affected. Those would be obligate carriers. So as you see, all these statements are consistent with our current understanding of inheritance of X-linked recessive genetic disorders, and it is very impressive that people thousands of years ago have learned this pattern of inheritance, though it is very rare genetic disorder. And this is all for today. Subscribe and see you in the next video. Goodbye.